Dominique, Tim Rozon, and of course we've got Shamir. It's gonna be a real low energy day today.
We'll pay you later.
Yeah.
It's a big ass panel.
This is the heaviest. Emily, you look so strong. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, I did just do a writing workshop.
Who went to Emily's writing workshop? Was it amazing? Oh my god, I'm feeling it.
We had some tech issues, but it was all good. It was all good.
Thank you.
You're very cool. Ooh, we might be on DC TV right now.
Dragon Con
Oh yeah, you
television.
can watch that in your hotel. If you miss something, you can just put on your pajamas.
Yeah.
Something.
It's not just in your hotel, we're actually streaming across the globe.
Oh my god.
So you might be having an audience, who the hell knows where. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent. One of the things that I absolutely loved and watching you guys as an ensemble is, holy crap, you guys have fun.
Yeah.
You have some of the most fun jobs on the planet. I'm just even interacting with this is crazy. Is this just a giant big family or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really call it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, what are you going to do today? I'm going to put some plaque contacts in, get a hand chopped off. Like, it's not work. It's just the most fun thing ever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In the beginning of the season, you were kept out of Black Badge. But with Preparatory Case Files, you were the one who found the greatest secret of them all. That, spoiler alert, Wyatt Earp co-founded Black Badge with Ted Roosevelt. So how did it feel?
Last one again? Sorry.
What?
No, really. Can you say the last part again?
So you were kept out of Black Badge, and yet Preparatory Case Files, Nicole was the one who found that Wyatt Earp founded Black Badge with Ted Roosevelt, which no one knew in the show so far. So how did it feel to have that revelation, have it kind of come full circle?
Revelation that you found the biggest reveal of all, which is that Wyatt co-founded Black Badge.
How did I feel about it?
How did you feel about being the smartest at the end of the day?
Wow.
Yeah.
I just really liked doing the whole Purgatory Case Files in general because I felt like it was a really cool way to see Nicole doing her cop thing that we don't really have time to do on the show. So I just really liked doing the interactive stuff, especially getting to do voiceover work and getting to do the FaceTime stuff with Dom. I mean, I just thought it was fun. I thought it was really cool that we could provide this kind of second screen experience, and obviously you guys really loved it. I really loved seeing, again, the same thing about the theories and how involved people got with it, and yeah, I thought it was great. We know Nicole's a pretty smart cookie, so I think it was not surprising that she figured that out at the end. Yeah.
Kat, I'd really like to know what you think about Officer Hot, Goo version.
The goo version.
Yeah.
Emily, you want to go first?
No. I want to know what Goo Dolls looks like and Goo Octopus.
Guacamole! Maybe that's what she whips out instead of a rat smoothie. It's like some sort of guacamole. Oh man, I'm so not as clever as like. I think a Goo Nicole would be really interesting because I think she might be one of the last people you suspect to have that evil in her. So I think it would be a really fun aspect of her to see.
Tim, what would you be like if you touched the goo?
I honestly feel like Doc's been goo touched.
Oh,
He kind of already lives in that gray area anyway. He kind of flirts with darkness more than the other characters already. So I honestly would love to see stick up his butt and Officer Hot touch the goo.
Nobody's talking about my butt, Tim.
Well.
This is the best thing ever.
banana with a
Can we
fanny pack.
please have just like a bit of an idea of how this banana costume came about? Because my dad used to have a business called Mighty Banana, and that was like I'm having flashbacks to my childhood right now.
came about last year. That's when I first dressed up as the banana, and I couldn't decide what to dress up as, and I was like, you know what? I just feel like picking something random that doesn't belong to anything and then just interacting with people.
Yeah.
Dude, you can never go wrong with a banana.
It's really the it's really the fanny pack that takes it to the next level. I feel like.
The best part about the fanny pack is I actually borrowed my mom's like old Velcro wallet.
Whoa, old school. Okay.
And so I feel like I'm really embracing the whole like nerdy, ridiculous concept.
That's amazing.
I've always wanted to dress up as a blade of grass. So like all green, like bright green leotard, and then like gel my hair up into a point. And everyone would be like, what? And I'm like, oh, a blade of grass. Isn't it obvious? So next year I will. We'll be there together.
Okay.
Maybe you could be the flower that comes on the side of my blade of grass.
Sorry, episode 3 or 4 of Wynona Erap.
Yeah, exactly.
A blade of grass.
At least it. That's
How will the baby play in?
I didn't get to ask her a question.
Just speaking with banana.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go.
All right, banana.
Banana, you're up.
Okay, so I was wondering for everyone, what do you want to see happen with your specific characters or with the cast overall in season 3?
Yeah, what do you want to happen? Nice one, Banana. Well, I want to know what's going on with my mom. So, yeah, I feel like that's going to be really interesting, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out with Mel and Emily. I'm so excited. But yeah, anyone else want to jump in on that?
I'm interested to see how Doc is going to live with the fact of kind of facing mortality for the first time. It's been 150 years, 52, 138 years. It's been a while that he was in the well. And, for the first time ever, he's no longer ageless. So I'm curious to see how he deals with that, because I don't think he'll deal with it super great. I feel like he might be wimpy.
Just in the same way that Tim Rosen deals with it in the script, when he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and he's gonna kill me.
And I did die, and she did kill me. So the fears, they come from a good place, a real place.
You guys have all died. Yeah, totally shocked. But you grew up in a barn. The dolls woke up in a body bag. Oh yeah. What's going on with dolls in the cold? Let's talk about that. What was that weird look? Yeah.
Honestly, who wants to see more dragon lizard dolls? I think personally, I want to go like maybe full nude until the dragon dolls, you know? Full green, full fire, full everything. So I think it'd be interesting to have like a whole episode of dolls like fully committed.
Oh, nice.
Dolls. I think that'd be fun.
Oh, that would be cool.
Frost dragon would be good. They don't do that on any other shows.
Yeah. We can totally afford
It won't be so boring.
I think I'd like to see, we were talking about it earlier, like, what's Nicole's deal with knowing about the cult? I think that's a really interesting, because I thought Nicole had a really solid relationship with her parents. It was just the vibe that I got, and then when we found out in episode 8-ish, around there, that she doesn't speak to her parents, that was a really big thing for me, where I was like, oh, this is kind of, she's different than I thought her past might have been. So I'd like to see if the cult has anything to do with her past.
She ran away, she joined the cult.
Yeah.
Herself.
Yeah.
Could be. These are all very good ideas.
All right, thank you, banana.
Thank you, Banana.
All right.
Any other groups want to weigh in?
How do you make the really difficult decision about who to tell what, like what information to dole out to who and when?
Like as far as these beautiful people?
Yeah, at work.
Can they hear me? Are they looking at me? TV is just so crazy. It's so frantic. It's less about making choices to tell people and just trying to keep up, to be totally honest. But we do have a plan every year, I promise.
Sometimes it's not getting pregnant, but sometimes that happens to people because of the stuff. We're learning a lot today. Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Miss Dominique. Hi. Waverly obviously always looks adorable in the show, so I was just wondering if you had ever had an outfit that you felt like really strongly about, like you either loved it or you hated it, and do you know where your costume department shops?
So we need to talk because I am exactly in the same boat as you. I love all of the costumes. I actually stole all of the costumes and nearly wore one here to DragonCon and then realised at last minute I was like, oh no, this is something that I wore in the show. People are going to think I'm cosplaying myself. That might be awkward. Yeah, I absolutely love it. One of my favourite parts of playing Waverly is that I get to go and wear the best costumes. No offense, guys. And we have a really fun session where our amazing wardrobe woman, Jennifer, she is incredible. She sources the most amazing outfits, puts together things that you never would have done, and it looks amazing. So it's all down to her really, and I just get to be a Barbie doll and just, yeah, play.
Keep your pink boots, the velvet ones.
Do you think I can walk in those, Kat? Like, I literally can. I was like, okay, every time we remember, I had a pair of Uggs next to me the entire time.
Every girl, when we shot the hockey game, every girl, there was a whole bunch of background performers, and they were all like teenagers. Every girl came up and said, "Get out your boots, get your boots." Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, back up here.
It smells like math. I was told there would be no math, they would break my contract, I'm a writer. The perfect amount of time that you think has passed. You're so smart, and I've always said this about you, that all your instincts are right, and God bless the Spice Girls. I cannot wait to find that DVD. I know someone who can sing the entirety of the Spice Girls catalog, so... One thing that's kind of funny about the show, I will tell you, is we film in winter, so I feel like we kind of have to keep a perpetual winter in purgatory. So that's going to be a really fun challenge in season 3. I look forward very much to figuring out how that works. Yeah, I think 1 and 2 happen right together. I didn't answer the question. Go. Spice Girls. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it.
Hi, my question's for Emily. It seems to me that your job is super difficult. You've got all these people next to you that are like a family, it seems like, and you really enjoy it.
Yes.
You've got that on one hand, and then you've got the fan pressure for certain storylines on another. How do you balance those two things and tell the story that you're supposed to tell rather than the one you feel like you have to?
Right, that's a great question. And everyone else is going to answer it as well. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I'm fairly active on social media when I'm supposed to be doing other things. Even Tim Rosen was like, do you think you maybe need to stop tweeting? And I was like, I don't, actually. Like, if we have 50,000 Wynona Earp fans, we have an audience of millions. So I think, like, people on social media don't represent the entire fandom, but certainly a huge part of it. I'm aware of like likes and dislikes in general, but I've said this so many times. Like now that we're going into writing season 3, I won't be on social media as much, she said famously. And, except when I have a deadline and then I'll be on constantly. But I've always said like, I can drive the bus and you can get on the bus, you can be drunk on the bus, you can be laughing at the cheerleading on the bus, and you can be yelling at me when I'm driving. But you can't grab the wheel of the bus. You can get off the bus, but if we all try to drive the bus, we're going to crash. So I'm going to try to tell you a satisfying story, but probably not in the way you expect. Is that enough? Okay. Now I want to hear how the rest of the cast deals with social media. Go. Do you guys find it hard with the pressure on social media? You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt like when you know, I mean, this happened this year a little bit, we've talked about this, where you know that fans aren't going to like certain storylines or certain aspects of things, and what's hard is, and this is so good with the Erap fan base, and it hasn't happened very much, but it does happen when you have someone personally attacking your personal choices.
Oh yeah, I hate
and
that.
the fact that I'm not really Nicole. I think sometimes it's hard because you want people to be super invested, and you like that's a huge part of our fan base is how invested people are. But at the same time, it's so much of it is not our decision, and so that's hard sometimes when you know things will upset people, and you have to just kind of play it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I concur.
Does everyone concur? Cool.
Nailed it.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
Hi, this is actually for Dom and Kat. On the secrets thing, you know, Nicole's made the promise, you know, no more secrets, and Dom, what's going to happen when
Waverly finds out that Nicole has been lying again, and how is Kat and Nicole going to deal with it?
I feel like it's gonna be hard for Waverly because her sister's been lying about her mom, and then you're in a cult. Is this what we're talking about? I just totally started a different conversation.
I feel like those guys at the end of the table have secrets too that they don't even know about yet, that are going to be really good and delicious. Yeah.
Is that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry, I just suddenly had like a freak
I mean,
out.
but who knows? And we don't know that Nicole's in a cult at all. Like, that would totally not be the case.
We don't even know that it's a secret. We don't even know that Waverly doesn't already know.
Oh, fun.
I bought us some time.
Maybe we're both in Nicole and we go there on weekends just for like.
Anyway, it's a lesbian cult. So.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. The thing that Emily does so well is surprise us all. Like, just when you think you've worked it out, I'm sure it's the same for you guys. It's like, I got this, and then no, not even so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
I just really, we trust Emily a lot. I mean, we really do, and I know we've talked about this before, but I don't ever worry about Nicole. Like, I know whatever shows up on the page is going to be the right decision. That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Excellent.
You guys all heard that for season 3, right? So whatever happens, it's like a legally binding contract. Thank you, Kat.
All right, we'll go on to the next question.
Thank you.
Hi guys, comment before a question. My comment is, I think I was fairly recent of probably like April, May, and I just wanted to thank you guys because I think it was amazing.
Thank you.
I don't think I've ever seen a show where the cast is amazing and as well as the fandom being amazing. Like the fandom is incredible, opening, and so are you guys as well. My question is, it's a little bit unrelated to Wynona, but Kat, you kind of answered this for me a little bit earlier, but my question is, what's kind of one piece of life advice that you would give to everybody, given that you all have had your own individual journeys?
I was really trying to work out whether you're from England, so I suppose like, is she or is she? Are you from England?
Yeah, London.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. We should just go for coffee and chat because I miss it so much. Cool. Yeah, advice. I think that's what you were asking.
A piece of life advice from everybody. A piece of life advice.
My God, pressure's on. You know, I think that taking risks is really important. I think that we were just back there, Kat and I, and just were like, oh my God, how has this become our life? Like, this is incredible. It's so cool. And I've said it before, but like, I feel like Emily took a risk on bringing a little British girl over to play Waverly, and that was a bit of a crazy decision. Too late now. And so yeah, that just started me off on a kind of a thought of like, oh, if you take risks, like generally speaking, they pay off. And when I came to Canada, like just putting myself out there, had to meet new people. So even just like walking up to people in random places and being like, you look really cool, can I be your friend? And like some of them say no, but that's okay because some of them say yes. And that was like, I don't know, I've learned a lot about growing up and how important it is to just put yourself out there, because more often than not you get like an amazing response. So, I don't know, was that kind of okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Maybe?
That's good.
Shamir, what's your life
Also eat your
advice?
greens.
What's your life advice? Come on, boys.
I would say, people always sometimes look for the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, but you should remember that you're looking at a rainbow. Just to be present in the good times. Like, I'm super aware that this is an awesome time in my life, but there's something about being aware of that fact, because sometimes you could be going through the good parts of life and just take it for granted, and then when you hit the lows, you're just like, well, everything's against me, and you think that sometimes life is so bad and unmanageable, but that's because you didn't really pay attention when things were great also. So I'm super aware how awesome all of this is.
I guess mine would be is just kind of accepting your flaws, and being different, because especially in these politically charged times, there's a lot of people that are being deemed, not right, or, is not the norm. So I tell everybody here to embrace all your flaws, your differences, your quirks, all the other weird things that, quirks, all the little things that you may think is odd or weird, or if you look different, not the same skin color as somebody, if you're gay, lesbian, LGBT, whatever you want, it's just whatever you think is best, just keep going for it, that's it. That's my advice. Don't be like the rest.
I think I told you to travel. That's one of my regrets. I know that's not like as deep, but I agree with everything everyone said, but
I really feel like traveling can kind of change your perspective on life and really shake things up, and that's one of my regrets, is I didn't travel, and it does get a little harder as you get more embedded with life and responsibilities, and I think that, and it doesn't have to be somewhere far or super exotic, but I think just getting yourself outside of your comfort zone, even if that's what traveling means. I think it's because there's so many pieces of yourself that you don't even know exist unless you're forced into some situation where you're maybe not comfortable, you're not familiar with it. So I think it's super valuable. Mine is a little bit more philosophical than theirs. Don't bother shaving your legs with shaving cream, just use hair conditioner. I have a friend who's a stripper. It's the best thing I ever learned in my whole life. So just throw it out. It's a scam. So that's the most important life tip I can give you, especially dudes and women. It's fine. I'm just saying. We learned how babies are made.
We'll go on down.
Hi everyone. Tim, I love your shirt. Thank you for wearing it. I think everyone in this room would agree that the Erap fandom is unlike anything anywhere else. And I was just wondering what your families think about it, and do they get it? Like, is it something that anyone can wrap their heads around?
That's a great question. Guys, my mother is here. Not in the room right now. She'll be here tomorrow. No, it's pretty amazing. It's hard to explain to families, I think, until they see it, which is why it was really important for me that she came, to just witness the energy and the love, and I think it's a very, as Tim said, it's a really special time in our lives, and I wanted them to kind of get that on a deeper level of how lucky and how blessed I've been. So look out for Hot Mama.
My mum and dad both watch the show and are very, very proud of me. Though my mum is French-Canadian and she doesn't understand the American accent because she learned English in England, so she understands British accents, but she doesn't understand American accents. So I'm pretty sure she maybe gets like 5% of it, but she really loves it. And my dad dad is just so proud of the feminist aspect of the show and the difference that, that Emily wrote it, but also my part in the wake-up relationship and representing the LGBT community. So that's really awesome, and I'm, yeah, it's nice to have Daddy proud of that. It's cool.
My grandmother is very upset with most of the things Doc does. Grandma always called me, why did Doc not be there? Grandma, I try. It's not up to me.
My family, they're all immigrants from Jamaica, so the fact that me being on TV is the whole thing they're wrapping their head around, that's one. And two, all my cousins and uncles were full of family of guys, and they all love Wynona, and I remember one of my cousins met Melanie, and they text me all the time. They were so hot. All my Jamaican uncles. That's it.
Oh, my mom was like 4'11" and loves it. She'll like break down the variety ratings and everything. She's totally into it. She loves it. She loves the boys. When she met Shamir and Tim on set, she just about died. And my dad loves it too. My in-laws are funny. Like they're very blue collar. My partner is a writer as well, but they still don't totally know what I do. And it's gotten so it's too weird now to ask. They're like, do you fix TVs? Like, don't the actors make up their own lines? And like, sometimes they say like, it's not too late to just be a kindergarten teacher. You're like, oh, kids. And I'm like, well, that'd be fun too. So, but everyone's really supportive. So, thanks. Great question.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, so number again.
Hi guys, love the show. Emily, you were saying
earlier that some of your cast members might have some extra hidden depths.
They all do.
Well, might Calamity Jane be a shapeshifter?
I don't know. Tim was the only one at the table who worked with the actual cat, but that cat was good. That cat was like the Meryl Streep of cats. As soon as my favorite thing is like, TV's so hard and it's so grueling, but sometimes you have a day where you're like, it's the day we're casting Nicole Hott's cat. It's the funnest day, and like you meet someone whose whole job is to be like a cat wrangler for TV, and you're like, how did you get that job? It's so crazy, and she takes it very seriously, and sure, maybe. I feel like anyone on the show could be a shapeshifter if we get enough seasons. Just,
He's ready for that. I know he does have a baby now that he probably doesn't want to walk away from, but he does have that baby with someone who doesn't love him. So I don't know.
Loves you. Speculation.
Not in the same way. It's an unrequited love, which is sometimes the best love.
Presumption.
I
disagree. Fight. No.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen the way she looks at you? It's like, ugh.
Yeah, but have you seen the way she looks at dolls?
Yeah. So, okay.
He is a dragon, too, so... You guys don't have a standard karaoke song?
I have. Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield is my go-to.
Mine is Mama Said Knock You Out. It's a solid crowd pleaser. You're gonna be fine with that one, so even if you can't sing, you like me, so.
Mine is Before He Cheats.
Oh, good
one! All my like suppressed anger.
Nice. It's Carrie Underwood.
This one should take the baseball bat to his car.
Yeah, it is good.
Louisville Sluggers.
Yeah.
You know that one.
Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers.
Why you sing that? I love it when Tim sings. It's the cutest thing ever. Also, when he does an Australian accent, just so you know, he's really good.
You're a horrible person. It's so hard, that accent. What accent is that? Is
Can
it
I just,
Australian
can I
people
just
here?
tell them really quickly what happened? So Tim had an audition. He was like, Dom, like I gotta do an Australian accent for my audition. He was like, can you listen to it for me? Just to see what it's like see if you like it. And then he starts doing it in makeup, and I couldn't. I'm so kind always, but I just laughed so hard. Bless his heart. And then we started practicing like all the time and do it, and he'd like do his lines. It was the cutest thing ever. He's really good at it.
They asked you what your favorite song was for the
And I told the story, right? Yeah, sorry about horrible humor.
Shamir, what's your karaoke
Wynona,
song? Help
on the
us.
Bobby, my Australian, right? Walkabout with the Rippers. It's impossible. It doesn't make sense.
What's your karaoke song?
My favorite karaoke, or go-to I should say, is 1,000 Miles Vanessa Carlton.
Nice. That's smooth. That's smooth. Yeah.
I need you, and I miss you, and now I want. That's it.
So I want to, on behalf of Dragon Con, thank you all for attending. We're going to be with them a lot over the weekend. They're running crazy.
Don't get sick of us yet.
Yeah, just so don't. And we're going to expect to see Shamir at karaoke maybe.
We'll try to bring light so much for coming.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
It's here for evangelist. It's a thing.